Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our maths class. And if you remember, in last class we discussed about uh, that exercise 3.2, where we used the quadrant concept. According to the sign of the different trigonometry ratio in different quadrant, we had solved the question yesterday, and I think some more questions are there what we have to do. And then after we will move for the next topic, that is the graph of the different trigonometry ratio. And then once again, as I told you in 3.5, we will have the same thing, that quadrant concept with some more application, I can say. Actually, in 3.3 only we are using in which quadrant which trigonometry ratios are positive or negative. But if you remember, yesterday and day before yesterday also, when I was started that quadrant concept, I told you a little bit more thing, like that which quadrant that angle is going on, what could be the sign of that particular trigonometry ratio in that particular quadrant, and then after changing will take place or not. So I told you with pi and 2 pi there will be no any changing in the trigonometry ratio. But with pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2, changing will take place, like sine will convert in cos, cos will convert in sine, tan will convert in cot, and cot will convert in tan, sec will convert in cosec, and cosec will convert in sec. These things are, I think, already discussed with you people. Now, in this series, we are having some more thing to discuss here. I think if you remember, yesterday I discussed the question number 15. Am I correct? Yeah. Now next question is 16. And what I am thinking, you people must have problem in question number 16. Yes. Easily I can see there are many students who are attending class without their video. So it is a request to everyone, please switch on your video. If once you have got some instruction, you should follow. It's not looking nice that every day same instructions has to be given by the teachers. It's not looking nice. Please switch on your video. Okay, now come to the point. I think question number 16. I was discussing about the question number 16. Definitely you people are having some problem in question number 16. Now there are different way to solve this question. Out of these different way, I'm just going to explain two. The first one is there. We will convert it in sine and cos. Then we will transpose and squaring both sides. That square is required because sine square can be written as in terms of cos square, or cos square can be written in terms of sine square. That is the one method. Second method is there. We are knowing that cosec square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. Yeah. We are having here value of cosec x minus cot x is equal to 3 by 2. And with the help of this one, easily I can find the value of cosec x plus cot x also. And after getting two different equations, after simplifying, we can get the value of cosec x or cot x, and if once we will get the value of any one of the 6 trigonometry ratios, then we can find the other 5 easily. What we have done in the question number 12. The value of one trigonometry ratio was given in question number 12, and we have to find the rest 5. In the same way, what I am thinking, question number 16 will be more easy if I find the value of cosec x plus cot x. Actually, in question number 16, cosec x minus cot x is equal to, it is given 3 by 2. It is given 3 by 2. All of you listen me carefully what I want to say. I told you, there are one method. I may just change it in sine and cos. Then I'll get 1 minus cos upon sine. Yes? Is it or not? So one is cos, one is sin. Again, we will not be able to find the value of sin or cos easily. So we will do the squaring both sides because sin square can be easily converted in the form of cos square. 1 minus cos square. Am I correct or not? So that is the one method. And second one I told you, let me tell you this method firstly. If suppose that I am writing it's 1 upon sin x minus cos x upon sin x is equal to 3 upon 2. It's okay. It's okay. Now, when I take sin x come, it will be 1 minus cos x that is equal to 3 by 2. I told you that our expression is there in terms of sin and cos. We have to find the value of cos. So we have to convert that given sign in terms of cos, and we are not able to do it. We can do it. We can do it if we are having sin square. So what I am thinking, wait 1 minute, please. Okay. We can do the square in both sides. When I do it, it will be something like that 1 minus cos x whole square upon sin square x is equal to 9 upon 4. Is it or not? Now sin square x easily can be converted in terms of cos. It can be 1 minus cos square. So 1 minus cos x the whole square upon 1 minus cos square x that is equal to 9 upon 4. Now it is 1 minus cos x the whole square whole upon 1 minus cos x into 1 plus cos x, and this is equal to 9 upon 4. You can eliminate, and now you can see we are having 1 minus cos x upon 1 plus cos x that is equal to 9 upon 4. That is equal to 9 upon 4. Now tell me, after simplifying, can we get the value of cos x r? From here, we will write 4 minus 4 cos x is equal to 9 plus 9 cos x. Now, I can constitute this one in this side, this one in this side. I have minus 5 is equal to 13 cos x. So, cos x can be written as minus 5 by 13. This is our result. Now, the question has given, your question has given, listen me carefully. Find the value of cos x and then after it's written in which quadrant x will be lying. Now, if cos x is negative, then I think it will be either in second quadrant or in third quadrant. Two options are there. Either it is in second quadrant or in third quadrant. Now we are not able to describe directly in which quadrant it will be there. But what I was thinking previously is that we can find the value of one more trigonometry ratios from the given equation. Suppose that I am getting the value of cosec x, and if cosec x is positive, then definitely it will be in second quadrant. So from this one, we can easily find the value of cos x, and now we can write x will be lying either in second or in third. In second or in third. But problem is there. Listen me. Problem is there. That in which quadrant it will be. But another method is also there with me. As I told you, if we will try to find the value of cosec x plus cos x. Can we? You may take a screenshot of this one, and then I'm going to do the same question by another method. Please take a screenshot of this one. Taken? Yeah? Now, listen me. I told you just try to find the value of cosec x plus cot x. Cosec x plus cot x. Here I am having cosec x minus cot x. If I multiply by cosec x plus cot x both sides, it can be or not. If one equation is there, by the same number we are multiplying in both sides. Yeah. So I am multiplying by cosec x plus cot x. What is the reason behind it? I want to find cosec square minus cot square x. That value will be 1. So here I am having cosec x minus cot x is equal to 3 by 2. I'm just writing on line. You can see cosec x minus cot x into cosec x plus cot x is equal to 3 upon 2 cosec x plus cot x. Now it is a minus b into a plus b, that can be written as a square minus b square. And from there we will have cosec square x minus cosec square x minus what? Cot square x. This is equal to 3 upon 2 cosec x plus cot x. This is 1, that is equal to 3 upon 2 cosec x plus cot x. Now, from here I can write cosec x plus cot x is equal to 2 upon 3. If I am taking this one as equation number 1, this one as equation number 2. After solving 1 and 2, after solving 1 and 2, can we find the value of cosec and cot or not? And when we will get the value of cosec and cot, then I'll get the value of cosec and cot. Then if cosec is positive, cot is negative, it means it will be in second quadrant. If both are negative, it means it is in fourth quadrant. Are you getting me or not? Let me tell you. When I write here 1 plus 2, cot x and cot x will be cancelled. Cosec x is equal to 3 upon 2 plus 2 upon 3. It is 2 cosec x is equal to 6, 9 plus 4. Cosec x we had got as 13 upon 6. So cosec x is equal to, what can I write? 13 upon 12. Or in other words, I can say sin x is equal to 12 upon 13. Now, if sin is positive, it means either it is in second or in first. Now, let me find the value of cot x. When I write 1 minus 2, when I subtract this from 2 minus 1, right? The problem is there. Cosec and cosec will be cancelled. Cot x minus minus will be plus. I have 2 cot x is equal to 2 upon 3 minus 3 upon 2. And again, if I take LCM, I have 2 cot x is equal to, this is 6, 4 minus 9. So 2 cot x is equal to minus 5 by 12. And now you can see I'm having here cot x is equal to minus 5 by 12. When I transpose 2 in this side, I'll get minus 5 by 12. Now listen me. We have got the value of cot x as a negative, sin x as a positive. It means it is well clear x will be in second quadrant. Am I correct? Cot is negative, sin is positive. It means what? It will be in second quadrant. Am I correct or not? And now still I have not got my result. I have to find the value of cos x here. What can I write here? Cos x upon sin x is equal to minus 5 by 12. It is cos x upon value of sin x. I have got at 12 by 13. It is equal to minus 5 by 12. Cos x can be written as minus 5 by 12 into 12 by 13. They can element. Now see, the result is same as we had got in the previous method, but in this method we are able to say it will be in second quadrant. And reason is there. We may write the reason is since in second quadrant only sine is positive and tan is cot is negative. That's why x will be in second quadrant and the value of cos x will be minus 5 by 13. Okay, you are getting me. That previous one was okay, but in that case we will write the value of cos x and that either it is in second quadrant or in third. Now in third we don't know it with that tan and cot. That's why we are not able to write it properly. It's okay. Any problem is there? Anyone have any doubt in this question? We'll take a screenshot of this one. Again. Still I can see many students are attending class without video. Okay, now it's over. Can I proceed for the other question? If you remember last day, I told you about the 18, 19 and 20, but before that, 18 and 19, but before that question number 17 is there. Let's discuss about the 17. There are two parts and you may ask any one of these two parts. Actually, only we have to put the value of that sin pi by 6, cos pi by 6, whatever is given. And then after we will simplify, we will get the left hand side is equal to right hand side, and then I can say it's proved. It is required to solve here 17 either first or second. Anyone? No. You can do. Okay, then move for 18. If you remember in 18, I told you yesterday, it's written taking x is equal to pi by 6 and verify that. In 18, there are three verification, 4. Ask any one of these 18. 18th, any part, first, second, third, fourth. Yes, Shashwat. Second. Okay. It's asking about the second one and it's written. Question number 18, second is there. Formula is given. Sin x is equal to sin x minus 4 sin cube x. We have to verify it with the x is equal to pi by 6 whether this result is correct or not. Yeah. So what should I write? Take x is equal to pi by 6 and left hand side is what? Sin 3x. It can be written as sin 3 into pi by 6. It is sin pi by 2. It is equal to 1. Left hand side we have got as 1. Move to right hand side. In the right hand side, when I am taking x is equal to pi by 6, right hand side as given 3 sin x minus 4 sin qx. It is 3 into sin x means pi by 6 minus 4 sin q into 4 sin q pi by 6. We know value of sin pi by 6 is 1 upon 2. Am I correct? Pi by 6 means what? 30. The value of sin pi by 6 is 1 upon 2. I can write here 3 1 upon 2 minus 4. Sin pi by 6 is again 1 upon 2. I have to take the whole cube. It is 1 upon 2 the whole cube. So our result is there. It's 3 upon 2 minus 4 into 1 upon 8. It is 2. It's 3 upon 2 minus 1 upon 2. 2, 3 minus 1 is 2 upon 2, that is equal to 1. So see, left hand side and right hand side both are same. What I can say is and x is equal to pi by 6 and hs is equal to rhs, therefore it's vector. Any problem is there? Anyone have any doubt here? Okay, move to the question number 19. In 19 also there are two parts and we have to substitute the value of x and y, and then we will check whether the given conditions are correct or not. Here it's written that not equal sign is there. It means the left hand side should not be equal to right hand side. So what I'm thinking you can do. Yeah. Now move to question number 20. In question number 20, you can see there are 5 parts, and out of these 5, actually we have to do some simplification here. If you can see in the top of the question only, it's written x is greater than 0 and less than pi by 2. It means it is in first quadrant. In first quadrant means what? We have to take only positive value of this sin x, cos x, tan x, whatever we will get. Maybe we are getting some negative, positive value. So negative one we will not take because already it's written it is in first quadrant. It's okay. Now I'm just giving you chance to ask the question that first is required, second is required, third is required, fourth is which one? First one. RN is asking first. Isnigdha, you? Fifth one. Any other student? 2 students are there who are the first and fifth. Okay. Let me solve these 2 parts, first and fifth. Maybe after solving these 2 parts, that other will be easy for you. It's okay. Should I start that first and fifth? Okay. Fifth one is easy. What I am doing. Yeah, it's written cos x upon cosec x plus 1 plus cos x upon cosec x minus 1. We are having here cos x upon cosec x plus 1 plus cos x upon cosec x minus 1. Cos x upon cosec x minus 1, that is equal to, it's given to, and we have to find what we have to find. It's written find the value of x if x is greater than 0 and less than pi by 2. It means it is in first quadrant. We will get that positive one. Sin x, cos x, tan x, whatever we will get, we will take positive only. Or I can say acute angle only we have to take. It's okay. Can I proceed? Now to simplify it, first of all, I am going to take the LCM of all these two, and the reason is there. Why I am taking LCM? Because we know very well that cosec square minus 1 can be written as cot square. Formula is there, na? Cosec square x minus cot 1 is equal to cot square x. Or in other word, I can say 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. Formula is there with us. So when I take LCM, it will be written something like that: cosec x plus 1 into cosec x minus 1, and it can be written as cos x into cosec x minus 1 plus cos x into cosec x plus 1. It can be, and that is equal to 2. That is equal to 2. Now, when I simplify, I get something like that. Now, cos x into cosec x minus cos x plus cos x into again cosec x and plus cos x whole upon, it will be cos x square x minus 1, that is equal to 2. But I am thinking cos x and cos x will be cancelled. One more point you can see, cos x, cos x, cos x, cos x. Same thing are there, it can be written 2 times. 2 point I am going to layer together. The first I am going to just add these two, it will be 2 times. The second thing is there, cos x can be written as 1 upon sine. Cos x can be written as 1 upon sine. And cos upon sine can be written as cot or not. Say yes or no. So can I write it directly 2 cot x upon cos x square minus 1 will be also cot square x, that is equal to. I cannot. Listen me again. All these students, please. This is and this one. Both are same. That's why it is added 2 as well. The second point, what I did here, cos x can be written as 1 upon sine. So cos upon sine will be what? Cot. This one I know. Okay, there is no problem. Now, I may write here 2 and 2 can be cancelled. 1 upon cot x is equal to 1. Then easily I get cot x is equal to 1. So what I am thinking, x is equal to pi by 4. The value of cot pi by 4 is 1. Anyone have any problem here? Anyone have any problem? No. Now, as he asked the fifth one. Fifth one, you can see it is simple quadratic equation in terms of tan. Is it or not? Fifth one is that is visible or not? Yeah. Okay. Fifth one has given something like that, tan square x minus 1 plus root 3 tan x minus root 3. Sorry, plus root 3 is equal to 0. If you remember, we are having that factorization of a quadratic equation by using the splitting the midterm. And here I am going to split that midterm in this form only. I am writing here tan square x minus tan x minus root 3 tan x plus root 3 is equal to 0. Is there any doubt here? Any doubt? No. If I take tan x common from these two and from these two, if I am taking tan x common, it will be tan x minus 1. When I will take minus root 3 common, it will be tan x minus 1, that is equal to 0. When I will simplify, it will be tan x minus 1 into tan x minus root 3 equal to 0. If I am taking tan x minus 1 equal to 0, tan x is equal to 1, tan x is equal to 10, pi by 4, x is equal to pi by 4. And here, if tan x minus root 3 equal to 0, I will write tan x is equal to root 3. This is tan x is equal to 10 pi by 3. So definitely x is equal to pi by 3. And both values of x are in first quadrant. It means more than 0 and less than pi by 2. Got it or not? Anyone have any other problem in any other part of question number 20? Yes or no? No. Actually, in question number 21 part is there, fourth one. Here I am having 3 cos x is equal to 2 sin square x. What will I do? That sine will be converted in terms of cos with the help of 1 minus cos square. And then after again we will have a quadratic equation in terms of cos square. And we will solve it and we will get our result. It's okay? Any problem is there? Now, after knowing all these things, question number 21, you can see Question number 21. Constant send one message that sir, question number 25th, only one result has given, that is pi by 4. I'm also having one book, and in this book, that question number 20 result has given pi by 4 and pi by 3. I think it is correct. What happened? It is correct. Okay. Now, actually, some mistake is there in that. You can see answer sheet. There are 6 answers, and we are having only 5 questions in question number 20. Yeah. So it is correct. You can see that at the place of going to the answer sheet, you may check your process. I don't think there is any mistake. Yeah, one mistake can be there, plus minus mistake. I think we have written our question correctly. Yeah, it is correct. One mistake can be done. Suppose that here I am having plus. Suppose that. Then it can be minus of 3. So it is not possible for value of x which is between 0 to pi by 2. But we will not get minus of 3. Also, that minus will change this sign. I think we have done that. There is no any mistake. There is no any mistake. Okay. Can I proceed? Okay. Now, think about the question number 21. That question number 21 is there. X and Y both are the real number. What is the meaning of real number here? That's I want to tell you. Actually, during the question, we will get after solving that x square and y square. So, if x and y both are the real number, then their square should be positive. X square and y square both should be positive. X square plus y square both should be positive. Am I correct? Or somewhere if I am having x minus y the whole square or x plus y the whole square, it should be positive. It will never negative. Is it? Is it? Now see. In question number 21, that first point is that if x and y belongs to R, so that the equation 2xy sin square theta is equal to x square plus y square. 2xy yeah, we are having one question. 2xy sin square theta is equal to x square plus y square. It is given. And what is the question? Question is asking is so that it is possible, means the given thing is possible if and only x is equal to y. It should not be equal to 0 also. Let me tell you one thing. From here, I will find the value of sin square theta is equal to x square plus y square upon 2xy. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can I proceed for the next? We know the value of sin theta. That's what I'm doing. Sin theta is always greater than or equal to minus 1 and less than or equal to 1. Am I correct? Am I correct? So if I take sin square theta, it is always greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1. Because square of sin theta will never negative. Am I correct or not? Now, if I take that the sin square theta is greater than 0, it means it should be greater than 0. Rough work I am doing, then after I'll prove here. If I am taking this part, sin square theta is greater than or equal to 0. So x square plus y square upon 2xy is greater than or equal to 0. Is it? Is it? Say yes or no. Now from here we are not able to say directly x is equal to y. It may be different. Even then we will get the square, sum of the square of these two will be greater than 0. So we will move for the other case, this one. I'll take sine square theta is less than or equal to 1. And what will happen? Since we will write here sine square theta is less than or equal to 1. It means x square plus y square upon 2xy is also less than or equal to 1. Okay, I'm not doing any mistake here. Is it? So I may write x square plus y square is less than or equal to xy. Is it? One more line I can do that transposing in this side. I get x square plus y square minus 2xy is less than or equal to 0. And this one, n greater than x minus y, the whole square is less than or equal to 0. Now again, I'm just taking you people. At that point, what I discussed in the starting, x and y both are the real number. It was given in the starting of the question only, x and y both are the real number. If they are real number, their difference should be real number. Am I correct? Then the square of the real number should be always what? Either greater than or equal to 0. It will never negative. So that less than will not applicable here. We may take here, since we write x, y both in belonging in R, therefore x minus y square is greater than or equal to 0. Here having x square minus y square is less than or equal to 0. Then common one is what? Equal to 0. So I can write it, therefore x minus y the whole square is equal to 0 from this one and this one. Okay, and then I can write x minus y equal to 0, then x is equal to 1. This is your result. Okay, you have got all these things. Anyone have any problem in this question? Many things are there to discuss. Many points are there which we have used. That is the first point. Sine square theta is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1. I took less than or equal to 1. I didn't take greater than or equal to 0. And it was discussed as to why I didn't take it. That is the first point. Second point, we are having x minus y the whole square is less than or equal to 0. Less than or equal means what? Either it is negative or equal to 0. So as I told you, if x and y both are the real number, their difference should be real number, and square of the real number will never negative. Am I correct? So that's why I wrote these two lines. Since x and y both are belonging in R, therefore x minus y the whole square will always greater than or equal to 0. Now, according to the property of real number, we are having x minus y the whole square is greater than or equal to 0, and according to this question we are having x minus y the whole square is less than or equal to 0. So it means that common between both will be applicable, and common is only one thing, that is equal to 0. And I took here x minus y is equal to 0, then I have got x is equal to y, and that is the question. It is possible only when x is equal to y, otherwise it is not possible. Okay, you have got all these things. Anyone have any doubt? Now you may take a screenshot of this one. Again. Okay, now question number 22 and 23. Actually, in 22 and 23, once again we have to think about the concept of function, a domain and range. Question number 22 is there. Find the least value of sine square x plus cos square x, cosec square x. Can you tell me what is the least value of sine square x? least value of sine square x. Yes, please. And what would be the least value of cosec square x? Anyone can tell me? Not able to. Yes, Isita, you want to say something? Isita, unmute yourself, please. Our question is there to find the least value of sine square x plus cos square x. Please unmute yourself firstly, then you can reply me. What happened?
Sir, 0.
0. It's 0. Yeah. And what could be the least value of cosec square x? Yes, tell me. Okay, let me tell you. Who said cannot define? Akash, how it will not define? Because that is 1 upon 0. Okay, let me tell you one thing. If I'll take the least value of what I can say sine square x, that will be definitely 0. But cosec square x, we are talking about the least value, since cosec is what? If I am getting all the values of that cosec x except 0, at x is equal to 0, it will be undefined. It will be undefined. Am I correct or not? So if I'm talking about the positive and negative value of cosec x, when I do the square, so I think it will be again that 0. But problem is there ki at when x sine is 0, we will take the value of x for which it is defined. So if x is equal to 0, then sine x will get 0. That is the least value. But at the x is equal to 0, cosec will be what? Undefined. It will be undefined. But at the same time, if I am taking some other value of x, what will happen? Because x is a real number, we know very well. And if x is a real number, so definitely we will substitute, check that at both places x will be same. At both places x would be same. Am I correct or not? So sine x, the largest value of sine x is what? 1. And your question is there that we find the least value of the following. That first one I'm talking, that is sine square x plus cos square x. We have to find the least value of sine square x plus cos square x. It's okay. Sorry, cosec square x, not cos square x. So in both terms, sine square x and cosec square x, whatever value of x we will take, it should be same. That much only I'm asking. Anyone can think about it? Okay. I'm giving you homework for it. And tomorrow again I'll discuss about the same thing. Tomorrow when I'll start my class, I'll discuss the same thing. Firstly, what is the least value of sine square x plus cosec square x, and if you will give me result, I'll ask how. or what is the least value of sin tan square x plus cot square x, and then how. Next question is there. Since we are running with a sort of time, but even then, I'm just orally explaining these two questions again. I will discuss tomorrow. Next question is there. Find the domain and range. One thing I want to tell you, domain means what? The value of x for which this function is defined. Yes, and range means after substituting this value, what we will get. If you will give me 1 minute extra, only 1 minute, then I'll just explain the first part and next part we will explain next day. I think next first part is given something 5 minus 4 sine 3x range. All the value of x for which this function is defined, that will be called the domain, and I think it is defined for each and every value of x. It is defined for each and every value of x. So I can say that domain is equal to real number. Now think about the range. Range is little bit difficult. What would be the value of sine 3x? Since sine 3x is always greater than or equal to minus 1, greater than or equal to 1. Am I correct or not? For every value of x, either sine x is -1, minimum -1 and maximum +1. It will be never less than -1, never more than 1. It's okay. Now I'm having 4 here. I'm multiplying by 4, then -4 is less than or equal to 4. Sine 3x less than or equal to 4. Am I correct? Say yes or no. Since I'm having negative sign multiplied by minus, I have that sign will be changed. Minus multiplied by 4 and -4 sine 3x is greater than or equal to -4. A problem is there. Now add 5 everywhere. So it is 5 plus 4 greater than or equal to 5 minus 4 sine 3x is greater than or equal to -4 plus 5. So what I am having? Now 5 minus 4 sine 3x is less than or equal to 9 and greater than or equal to 1. So range will be a closed interval 1 to 9. Am I correct? Am I correct? Say yes or no. The rest of the part I will discuss tomorrow. But again, I am telling you question number what I can say 22. That least value. You try to find out. Otherwise, I will be there to discuss it tomorrow. It's okay. Any problem is there? Anyone have any doubt? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.